Next up, at UFC 312, we have the featured fight of the evening. We have, oh, no, this isn't the featured fight. The next fight is. At the almost featured fight of the evening, we have Tom Nolan taking on Viacheslav Borshchev. Tom Nolan, 8-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. He is riding a 2-fight win streak. He's taking on Viacheslav Borshchev, 8-4 in his career, 2-1 in his last 5. He is coming off that bounce back win over James Yantop. This stupid dog. Can you hear the dog? Mm-hmm. He has Cushing's. So he's got some disease that's killing him. And he's got all this. The Cushing's make him starving. Like he's starving. He just will not stop eating. So he's constantly screaming for food. So they gave us medicine to calm him down so he's not screaming for food. Then we had to spend $1,000 on different exams to find out he has Cushing's. And now they gave us Cushing's medicine. Guess how much it's just 2 pills twice a day. Guess how much the medicine is?
For how much?
For 2 weeks worth.
$500.
Yeah, $400. $200 a box. I needed 2 boxes. And then in 2 weeks, they're going to check him again. And we might have to get 2 more boxes. It's crazy. And he's no better. Poor bastard. My mom it's been crazy here. This is going to be an interesting fight. We've got a underdog and a favorite, and the line is kind of close. And the reason I'm pointing that out is because I'm surprised. When I saw this, I ultimately made my decision, and I look at the odds, and I'm like, boy, this should be a dead even fight. And that's because both of these guys are pretty good strikers, just a little different. The underdog in Tom Nolan is a long, lean striker. He's accurate. He's technical. But he has no problem getting into a brawl. Outside of that lone loss of his, I feel like his chin is pretty solid. You can see the tape of him getting blasted and being able to continue moving forward. He's got a lot of pressure. He's got lots of volume. He's got a good amount of power, but not much striking defense or takedown defense. The takedown defense won't matter here. He is coming off that decision win over Alex Reyes, who was coming back with a blood disease. He's taking on Viacheslav Borshchev. Fantastic striker, legitimate professional kickboxing career before he moved over to MMA, similar to Kong Wang. He's got a great jab, solid power, fantastic kicks. Takedown defense kind of sucks. I don't know if it's going to matter here, but he has been taken down 29 times in his 7 UFC fights. He is coming off that close win over the punching bag that is James Yantop, where it was clear Viacheslav is the better striker, but he's just not dangerous anymore. He's not who he was just a few years ago. I do think this is an interesting spot. I think the odds make sense here. Viacheslav should be the slight favorite. He's the team alpha male striking coach. He's the better, more decorated striker here. The problem for Viacheslav, though, is he is getting older. He is not as dangerous as he used to be. He's not as fast. The chin's starting to give up. He's got all of that working against him. And while Tom Nolan is not nearly as good of a striker, he's still young and he's durable and he's aggressive. And that might be all he needs. Ultimately, I'm going to pick Viacheslav here because I don't think he's fully just done yet. I don't think he's fully washed and his chin is still there a little bit. And I'm going to pick him because I think he's just literally the better striker. And that's it. So I'm going to pick the better striker, but being young and aggressive might be enough. So this is a weird spot for sure. And I know a lot of people are going to love Tom Nolan here. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I'm going Tom Nolan, and it comes down to Slava at this point has almost just turned into a boxer. He doesn't throw a lot of those kicks anymore, and he almost he was known for those big body shots, right? The big liver shots, the big body shots. And a lot of times, and I think it's going to get him in trouble here, is he leads with those type of shots. It's not a jab, a follow-up. It's not to end the combination. A lot of times you see the boxers pop, and they'll end it with a nice body shot, right? You see like the really high-level boxers like Adrian Yanez and stuff like that. It's pop, and then stick that liver shot in there. He will kind of step in and just expose himself and throw those body shots. And it's almost like he's forcing those these days, where it was flowing before and he was knocking people out, and now it's almost like he just wants to step in and knock people out with like a lead body shot. And with the length of Tom Nolan, I think he's just going to find him. And Slava has shown that he's got a good chin. He's never been knocked out. We've seen him hurt, even against Chase. I mean, Chase hurt him, right? Knocked him down, but he was able to scramble, and then he was submitted after that. But Tom Nolan's a little bit different when he hits people, especially with that length and the way he throws. And he throws it kind of right down the middle. And I just think that Slava at this point he just leaves himself too open in the boxing. He is a good technical boxer, but even in the Jan Top. If you watch that Jan Top fight, especially early on, I'm just watching that and I'm thinking, if this is Tom Nolan, I think he fucking snipes this dude. So I'm going to take a little bit of a flyer here. I did have a bet on Tom Nolan, and I'm just going to, chase that value a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a hill I'm going to die on. So I'm picking Viacheslav because I just can we agree he's the better striker? Your point is he's just not he's not doing everything that he used to do. Right? Is that kind of what you're saying?
So he's probably one of the more technical strikers in the fucking UFC. I mean, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's only 33, which when I did the graphic, I had to look at it again. But he's probably 53 in fight years because he had a full kickboxing career, then came over to MMA, and he is starting to show. When he fought, who's that really good dude that they fought to a draw? Not Sadikov. Is it Sadikov?
Naeem, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That fight is when it started to turn for Viacheslav, where it's like, oh, he can get hit, and he's starting to slow down a little bit. And then since then, he hasn't quite been himself. So the Tom Nolan as an underdog spot, not a terrible spot. I think Viacheslav inside the distance decision, no action, or even Tom Nolan inside the distance. Sorry, I meant to say Tom Nolan inside the distance decision, no action. Might make some sense here because
I actually
Tom's going to be the more dangerous.
I didn't put it in premium, but I played it. And that was going to be my premium play, and I was like, yeah, because I think it was like plus 110. I was like, oh, I'll just play it the way I want to play it, but I don't disagree.
Yeah, I might go ahead and grab that because Viacheslav's just not dangerous anymore, and Tom's pretty durable. No, I know people love to point out he's been dropped here, he's been dropped there. I mean, he got blasted in that loss, and that same shot to Viacheslav would do the exact same thing. So, $8,300 in DraftKings Fantasy. I think all the value is on the Tom Nolan side if you're going to play in DraftKings Fantasy, because if Viacheslav wins, I think it's just a striking match. I think he just wins a technical striking match. I don't think he's going to knock him out. I don't think he's going to drop him, and he's not going to shoot takedowns. So now you need a ton of strikes to be worth that money. If you want to see what the fight simulator has to say, and if he puts Viacheslav in, or I'm assuming it's a boy, if it puts Viacheslav in your DraftKings lineup, great. You want to see the DraftKings ownership projections. You want to see everything else that we have to offer, like the picks, the bets, the tools. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. At the top, it's only $10. You can get 4 events for that $10.